Besides representing your entire content management strategy and your enterprise, Centralpoint is also proud to act as your digital asset management system. And when we look at that, we have to consider not just images, but everything, as it even relates to DITA, dynamic document creation. So just a basic example, if we look at this page here called page 1, we'll see a photograph of this gentleman here. If we go to page 2, we'll also see the same picture of that person. And then in another record, we might have the same reference to that image. And here we see this record here, and again, reference to that individual. So just to demonstrate what digital asset management means to us initially as it relates to images, that brings us to our Media Manager tool, which you'll find in the back end of your console. And let me just log in to find that. Okay, so under Design, you will find Media Manager. Media Manager will reference all of these images. Now, these images maybe were previously uploaded. Here's the picture of our gentleman. And if we wanted to replace that image, which we will pick this one of this fish. Now, once I refresh this page, you'll see that this page references a goldfish. On page 2, we also see goldfish, and on page 1, we see goldfish. So the value here is that Centralpoint, by its very namesake, we want to centrally manage your assets so that they come together on these pages or in documents automatically. And that means that if you ever need to go back and update a legal clause, or you need to update an image or anything, it's able to render that type of information. It also is smart enough to filter which image should which user see, or which legal clause should which user see. Because we're a single sign-on solution, as users log in, they might ask for the latest agreement or contract. And when we get into document management, this has a lot of valuable implications, because that means that contract might show differently to John, who's logged in California, than it would for Susan, who logs in Utah, which eliminates a lot of liability, streamlines a lot of information. So we look at everything like that in Centralpoint. You know, a lot of vendors will have you believe that a digital asset management system relates only to images or videos, and the reason they say that is because that's all they sell, and we'd probably say the same thing too, but that's not the case. Also, this is kind of a self-perpetuating repository, because when I go to create my new record, new navigation page for an example, and my new web page, we have a couple different options to add images. You can just simply add an image to a root directory, which is fine. These two are reusable, but the difference is that if I use these images, later if I change the source, it's not going to change anything. You know, those pictures of the bald eagle in this example, or brown bear, will still be out there. If I change that to something else later, it's not going to change. It'll be lost in time. So what I want to do is I want to use this feature here called Media Manager. If you mouse over that, you'll see that it says Media Manager. And by doing this, what we're able to do is say, look, I want to grab an image, and I'm going to pull from this little picture of the Taj Mahal, actually this little responsive design image, and it's called Shutterstock whatever image, and I'm going to use this image. So here is my image down below, very, very large image, by the way. Let me just resize this so you can see it. Another nice feature of this tool is that we can resize all of our information here, and let me just resize this image so you can see what it is. There it is, right there. It's kind of an icon of different screens and whatnot. So what's great about that is creating this new page 1, 2, 3, which I'll put on our site just so we can see this work. That is a big difference that we've just done there, because that image, if I need to reference it later, it's pulling from that central repository. And if I search Shutterstock for an example, here's that image. So when I deposit, even though I uploaded it in the web page, it's stored it over here in this repository. And this is very important because we might have copyright laws, usage, dates of usage, what type of image is it. And again, this becomes our main library, our digital asset management repository, as most people know it in terms of images. But we say that it's anything. I mean, as we look at this, this could be an Excel spreadsheet, a PowerPoint. We might want to treat this record as a paragraph in a document. So as everything's assembled, and step back and think about this. If content were intelligently managed, you would have a lot less records to service a lot more people, because it's the assembly of those pieces coming together uniquely for each user who accesses it. And we know who those people are through their login, through their authentication. So we know that Bill is in finance in California, so we can assemble only the right things for him. Same thing, of course, with the marketing information. So that is Media Manager. We invite you to contact us for more information. Thank you.